welcome to the class experiment. I guess this is take 2. I didn't delete like 10 previous videos, therefore apparently the last one just didn't record at all. But here we go, the shit show must go on. Yes, I'm referring to my job and the current weather. The weather has sucked all weekend. It has sucked all weekend. Today has just been nonstop downpour outside, thunderstorms rolling through, no leeway whatsoever with any of the rain. So even getting here to the cabin was just like my hat is soaked, everything is soaked. I didn't even bother starting a fire because I am not going to be out here that long. Friday Friday was an interesting day at the shit show. So I get into work and the guy who's been calling in sick consistently all week comes in, which was weird because also the new boss decided he was taking Friday off. So the whole theory of like this guy's calling in because of the new boss might uphold. I did ask. He said no. He had other things going on. But throughout the shift, I kept hearing, they're just freaking destroying this place. They are just, it's just a disaster. Everything is just falling apart. What the hell? Ever since, just, this is what I'm hearing from my coworkers. And no, the interesting thing that happened was when I first got there, and the other supervisors from other shifts, not our supervisors, although it was the last day for the one who was leaving, who decided that he was going to go full Zuckerberg and wear a gray hoodie with jeans and a jean jacket. So he clearly did not give a shit at all anymore about anything. Yeah, he knew, like, hey, once the lights go off, I'm done. I'm out of here. You won't ever see me at this place again. So yeah, no, we were encouraged to contact the union whenever there's a breach of the union contract, which I immediately started laughing because that's a joke. Now, if you're not part of a union and you've never been part of a union before, and you'll learn this quick, right? Because when you come in, you're told there's a union contract, I have to uphold by this, you know, it's very strict. You file a grievance, you're going to get a nice freaking payout check. No, nope, that's all. Basically anything with the UAW should be taken from the nonfiction section of the library and put over into the fantasy. I wouldn't really say sci-fi, just put it in the fantasy section. Fiction, I don't know, like some of the stuff that the union says, like fiction writers couldn't come up with. But no, it's bullshit. Everything about the union is bullshit. They don't give a fuck about you. And that became very, very obvious early on. And only did I learn later on, 3 years later, how blatantly obvious it was. Because when I started in 2021, I filled out the paperwork. I got my union card. I still had my card. I still have my card today, which really f***ed over UPS. Because Gretchen Whitmer made it law that anybody who worked for a company that had a union in the state of Michigan had to be a part of that union, which is basically free money towards the unions, trying to guarantee Democrat votes in the future. And because after all, the union can mandate how you're supposed to vote. I don't vote how they tell me to. Perhaps if they didn't treat the people in the union like pieces of worthless shit, they might actually have people who vote in their best interest. But considering they don't have my best interests at heart, I really couldn't give a shit. No, 3 years later, I find out when this law is going into effect. Uh, I've got my union rep. Apparently, he wasn't coming to me saying like, "Hey, you're not registered as being in the union." Blah blah blah. Motherfucker, I handed you the paperwork. I still have my if you still have that card, you should really bring that in because there's definitely some paperwork mistakes on it's on their end. You know, it's definitely on the UPS end of things. Really? Then why do you look like you're about to piss your pants because I still have my fucking card? So yeah, I still had my card. I brought the card in. Management looked like they were about to shit themselves because union rep never turned it in. Why did he never turn it in? Because every time I went to him with a grievance, he'd say, "I'll look into that." And I'd never hear a fucking thing afterwards. Why? Because I wasn't in the union. He knew that. I didn't know that. So yeah, I also went above this douchebag's head and went to his superior in the union and sent out an email saying like, "Hey, this is what happened last time. 3 years ago, I filled out the paperwork. Here's my union card, by the way." And he never bothered to turn it in. So now that I'm required by law to be a member of the union, how do I know that he's going to fucking do his job this time? And did I get a response from this responsible individual with the UAW? Fuck no. The only response I got was a letter from the UAW about a month after the law went into effect, in which case the company had about 30 days to like fire my ass because I was not in the union on the date that this went into effect. No, I got a letter 30 days later stating like, "Hey, you're in the union." And I'm like, this is like 3 years too late. And I'm kind of pissed I'm giving you money now because you guys are fucking worthless. Yeah, so there's that. But no, I'm actually worried about this guy that I work with. He's the one that's been calling in sick. Why I'm worried is because out of everyone that works my shift, he's the one that's gotten fucked over the most. He had this clerk job. It was a bid job. I totally 100% believe him on this because they did the same shit with my job when I was an air driver. "Oh yeah, you know, you'll have this position and it's a bid job, so you're guaranteed this job and blah blah blah." Nope. Apparently the old management, one of which who is allowed to retire, the other one who's a raging alcoholic, he was just moved to another center where he fucks up shit over there all the time. Yeah, they don't get rid of the people who are actually causing all the problems. They just move them around to make them other people's problems. No, they tell you one thing, and then when it comes to the paperwork and everything and your classification of job, well, all we have in our files is a intent to bid on this position. Like nothing else was ever filled out. So no, like you don't have this position and we can just take you away from it. Oh, and we can also make sure that your job doesn't exist anymore, which is what they did to this dude. No, he was the clerk. He dealt with customers. He's the one who logged in packages, made sure everything got onto the trailer at the end of the day, made new labels, fixed addresses that were put in the system wrong where drivers couldn't find the place that they were supposed to deliver it to. And he also did all the paperwork for the international packages to make sure that they went through customs. It's not like his job was important or anything. So no, they got rid of his job and they decided that they're going to give it to somebody else. And that was when I told the boss, no. What do you mean, no? You got rid of his job, which is the job of an entirely different person, and you're putting that labor on me. I'm not hearing a raise here. I'm not hearing a new pay. Well, you're going to fucking pay it now, aren't you? To do the job I'm currently doing. I'm not paid to do that as well. So yeah, I fucking left that position because I was like, you can have somebody else do that shit. Because guess what? They're doing twice the amount of labor and they're getting paid the same as a person who unloads a truck. Kind of fucked up, right? More responsibility, not getting any benefit. But no, this guy was guaranteed this job for 30 years, set hours. It was always going to exist because it was in the union contract, yada, yada, yada. None of that came out to be true. The company did not bother to uphold their end of the deal. And instead, they just bent this guy over, no lube, and said, haha, just kidding. You're going back to shit work that you were trying to get out of by doing this job. Ever since then, not the same dude. He lost hours, had to get a second job in order to pay his rent and everything, which I helped him find the second job, which actually worked out. But yeah, this is the guy that, between me and him, he's been screwed over more than I have. And I do worry about him because he's just not acting like himself lately. I've been asking questions, trying to check in, make sure he's okay. I swear to God, if anything happens to this dude because of the shit that he's dealing with at this fucking company, it's going to be war. So yeah, that is what's happening with the shit show. Management telling us to any and all possibility to fuck over the new management, which is hilarious. Yeah, if there's a breach in the union contract, who the fuck are we supposed to go to? Because we don't see our rep, and we don't get responses from the guy above him. So what is the point of them taking money out of my check when they don't do a fucking thing for me? And at this point, because it's mandatory by the state of Michigan, they can just sit back and do nothing because we're required to hand them our money to do jack shit. I can't wait to fucking get Whitmer out. That bitch needs to go. So yeah, that is what's happening. And then to top it off, we got out half hour, 45 minutes earlier than we have been because the new boss wasn't there to fuck shit up. Isn't that amazing? They bitch about our hours and how long it takes us to do things, and then they put the most incompetent supervisor they could find to run our shift that makes sure everything takes longer because of favoritism, running his fucking mouth, and not knowing how the damn shift works to begin with, even though he's done it before. So yeah. And the whole idea of leaving that job, dear God, I want to leave that job so freaking bad. But no, we get this $600 bill, medical bill in the mail, which I was like, how the did we get a medical bill when we never get medical bills with the insurance that we have through the shit job that I go to every evening? We hardly ever get a medical bill. And then all of a sudden, $600. And then it said something on the bill about deductible, either not being met or maxed out. I can't read these things. They purposely make it so you can't read the goddamn thing. I would not be surprised at this point if the company and or the union are like, shit, we need to cut some bills here. How about we just stop paying certain things for a little bit? Because it's the fucking Titanic is what it is. And it just seems like everybody's bailing ship. Nobody knows what's going on. All the life rafts are gone. Wait until the drivers who's been there 20, 30 years find out what the union did with their fucking pension plan. Because guess what? These guys who are coming up close to their retirement, it's going to be worse than GM. Guarantee it. You think postal workers were bad in the 90s? Wait until these guys find out that they just worked 20, 25 years, 30 years, and they're only getting a fraction of what they were promised. Shit is not going to go good. Good God. Yeah. So tomorrow's Monday. Another fucking Monday. And at this point, I'm out in the cabin just trying to avoid some drama because every fucking weekend it's the same goddamn story. Here I am. This is a whole different video, but in a nutshell, it's like I wake up early, eat breakfast, do the dishes, vacuum the floor, start doing all the cleaning that we have to do on the weekend. By the time the wife wakes up, the majority of it's been done, but she's got her own little projects in her head, and then she's pissed off that she's got to do those little projects, even though the majority of the other shit's already done before she's even out of bed. And yet, just instant complaining. And I'm like, I'm going to go do some stuff upstairs. So yeah. That's about everything in a nutshell. And I'm just like, oh yeah. And then come to find out we got like a fucking tax bill. Yeah, this whole situation right now with everything, just there need to be some serious changes. Because I'm like, how the fuck do we have a tax bill? You did the taxes. You did the taxes. Right? We didn't even get a refund last year. Does that mean that we had to pay? Did you pay? Did you pay? Yeah, need to have some serious fucking conversations around here lately because everything seems to be fucking falling apart between my one job and shit at home. And there's only so much I can fucking do when I'm never here. Never fucking here. And when I am, it's just whining, bitching, and complaining. Which means nothing's getting done. So that is the shit show. Yep. And God, I wish I could get rid of the first one. Fuck. I just think of all the shit that I could get done if I wasn't losing 3 to 4 hours of my evening to make $200 a week. $200 is what I take home if I get my 3.5 hour shift. At the end, without taxes and it, with taxes and everything taken out, my check to go in 5 days a week, driving almost an hour per night, going there and back, $200. Not fucking worth it. It is not worth it. And they expect me to give them a reach around and just kiss their ass every fucking chance. You should be so grateful you're here. What? Are you on your fucking meds? You need some meds. Seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you? What will we pay you? You can shove your pay right up your ass. Keep on typing.